The day I was kicked out of my own house, the one I paid for in full, brick by brick, dream by dream, was the day I learned the most painful truth of life. You can survive losing money. You can survive losing pride. You can survive losing a roof. But losing the people you trusted with your heart, that loss burns in places no doctor can reach, no prayer can numb, and no time can fully heal. And all of it happened on the day that was supposed to mark a new beginning. My new home's housewarming ceremony. Not destruction, not heartbreak, not betrayal. But life has its own irony, its own timing, its own cruel sense of humor. The story. I was 68 when I bought the house. An age where most people downsize, simplify, prepare for slow days and quieter nights. But I wasn't buying for myself. I was buying for the family I thought still needed me. The house was everything I wished for: airy, spacious, open, warm. The kind of place where voices echo softly, not sharply. The kind of place where laughter settles into the walls like sunlight settling into morning dust. A home. Not just a structure. A fresh start after losing my wife, the woman who made even a one-bedroom apartment feel like a palace. My son, Arham, and his wife, Sana, had been living in a cramped apartment. I remember the day Arham came home, shoulders slumped, looking more defeated than I had seen him in years. "Abu, I can't do this rent thing anymore. It's swallowing us whole." Sana behind him crossed her arms. Not tired, not sad, but annoyed. "Everyone we know has moved to bigger places," she complained. "And here we are stuck in a shoebox. It's embarrassing." That word, embarrassing, was the first crack. But love blinds the old faster than cataracts ever will. So I said the only thing a father's heart could say. "Come live with me. I'll buy us a new home, a big one you two can save. And I won't have to eat dinner alone anymore." Arham hugged me tightly. Sana's smile was beautiful. And now that I look back, terrifying. Housewarming day. The morning of the ceremony felt like a festival. The house was filled with the warm smell of biryani, the sweet scent of roses, and the soft glow of fairy lights stretching from balcony to gate. I kept stopping in the middle of rooms just to take it all in. This wasn't just a housewarming. This was healing. This was belonging. Or so I thought. I imagined my future in that home, my grandchildren running across the marble, Sana calling me for tea, Arham sitting with me on the patio telling me about his day. I imagined love. I imagined family. But fate had other imagination. The whisper I was meant to hear. I went upstairs to get my prayer cap and paused at the sound of voices in my room. Sana's voice, sharp as a knife wrapped in silk. "This house needs to be in our name soon. I'm not going to live as a guest in someone else's property." Arham sighed. "Sana, he just bought it, don't rush." "Rush," she snapped. "He's old, Arham, anything could happen. When he dies, the house gets divided. I'm not fighting siblings for something that should already be ours. Make him sign it today." My feet turned to stone. My breath felt stolen. My heart cracked in silence, just like old wood under pressure. I took a step back. Then another. Walked downstairs as if gravity had doubled. I didn't say a word. Some truths don't need confrontation. They simply settle into your bones. Truth arrives like a storm. Guests arrived, laughter filled the air, and congratulations floated through the rooms like warm wind. But Sana's eyes kept darting upstairs. Her smile too tight. Her footsteps too hurried. Something was wrong. I found out moments later. A group of relatives asked for a tour of the house. As I was about to guide them upstairs, Sana rushed forward. "Oh, the master bedroom. You can't go there, it's occupied." "Occupied?" The guests looked confused. So did I. With a growing unease curling in my stomach, I excused myself and went upstairs. And what I saw shattered something inside me that will never fully mend. My entire life. My books. My memories. My late wife's shawl. My prayer mat. My photos. All stuffed into cardboard boxes and plastic bags. Like trash someone couldn't bear to look at. Abu, I can explain, Arham murmured. But before he could continue, Sana cut in, voice cold enough to freeze the air. Uncle, your things were cluttering the room. This is our space now. Guests shouldn't see old stuff. Uncle. Not Abu. Not Baba. Uncle. A stranger. I swallowed hard. And where, I asked slowly, should I put my things? She shrugged casually. Servant quarter maybe, or maybe move back to your old house. This place is too lively for you. Her words were soft. Her cruelty was not. I looked at Arham. He looked at the floor. And that was the moment. Not when I saw the boxes. Not when I was called uncle. Not when I was told to leave. But the moment my own son didn't defend me. That was when something inside me ceased to exist. A quiet collapse. I didn't shout. Didn't curse. Didn't even let my tears fall until I stepped outside. I simply walked. Through the guests. Through the noise. Through the celebration meant for me. I walked until the laughter behind me faded into stabbing silence. I walked until I reached the park bench near the masjid, the same place my wife once fed pigeons, and held my hand like I was worth something. I sat there for 2 hours. Old men don't break loudly. We break slowly, silently, painfully. Like books whose pages turn to dust. The phone call that saved me. At sunset my phone rang. My nephew, Rizwan. The boy who grew up in my lap, who never visited without touching my feet first, who still called me Chachu with respect in every syllable. Uncle, where are you? Why did you leave? Are you okay? Something in his tone made the dam break. I told him everything. He didn't interrupt. Not once. When I finished, he said, "Don't move, I'm coming." 15 minutes later, his car pulled up. He didn't ask questions. He hugged me gently, the kind of hug that fixes fractures no one can see, and whispered, "Let's go home." My home, I asked bitterly. No, he said, your real home where your dignity lives. And he drove me straight to his lawyer. A pen, a paper, and a final decision. By the next morning, the papers were ready. The house, the one I bought with my sweat, my savings, my hopes, was transferred. Not to Arham. Not to the child who abandoned my respect to please his wife. Not to someone who saw my belongings as clutter. But to Rizwan, the one who came when even my son didn't. He tried to refuse, eyes trembling. Chachu, I can't take this. I placed my hand on his. Beta, you didn't take it, you earned it. The aftermath. 3 days later, Arham came storming into my small rented place. Abu, you overreacted, Sana was stressed. I smiled sadly, I had no anger left. Arham, I didn't overreact, I just understood my worth in your life. He looked confused, until I handed him a copy of the new documents. His face drained of color. So the house is in Rizwan's name. Yes. A choking sound came from the door. Sana had followed him. This is illegal, she screamed. You can't give away our house. Your house, I repeated gently. My mistake, I thought you told me I didn't belong there. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. Truth does that, it silences noise. Arham sat down and covered his face. I didn't feel victorious. Just lighter. like someone had lifted a mountain off my chest. Sometimes justice isn't loud. Sometimes revenge isn't flames. Sometimes it's simply walking away from those who never valued your presence and giving your love to those who did. A new life. 2 months later, I live in a smaller home now. A quieter one. A peaceful one. My daughter visits more. Rizwan visits every weekend. Arham calls, voice soft with regret. But I keep my distance. Not out of hatred. Out of self-respect. One evening, as the call for Maghrib echoed in the sky, Rizwan poured me a cup of tea. "Chachu, are you happy?" I looked at the flowers blooming in my small garden. Flowers I planted with my own tired hands. Flowers no one shoved into boxes. Flowers that belonged to me. And I smiled. For the first time in years, I whispered, "I am living in a place that feels like home." Moral of the story. True family is not defined by blood, but by the people who honor your presence and respect your worth. When love turns into entitlement, even your greatest sacrifices become invisible. Sometimes walking away is the only way to protect your dignity and reclaim your peace. Kindness should never make you blind to disrespect. And in the end, the people who stand with you in your darkest moments are the ones who truly deserve your blessings.